You ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? I thought not. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you. It's a Sith legend. Darth Plagueis was a Dark Lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise he could use the Force to influence the midichlorians to create life. He had such a knowledge of the dark side that he could even keep the ones he cared about from dying. The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. He became so powerful, the only thing he was afraid of was losing his power, which eventually, of course, he did. Unfortunately, he taught his apprentice everything he knew, then his apprentice killed him in his sleep. Ironic. He could save others from death, but not himself. What's up, guys, and welcome to my review for the finale of Episode 8 of The Acolyte. We are here, we are at the end, and did this thing wrap up? Are we in the abyss? Are we in the pits of hell? Yeah, I mean, we kind of are. This ended basically in the way we expected it would end, in a whimper. May, Osha, Sol, and Quimmer all are on the planet, the witch planet, the witch home planet. Guess what? The witches are dead. All the witches are dead. Where's the Zabrak witch? Where's the mother witch with the horns? Well, we don't know what happened to her. She just turned into a smoke monster and disappeared. Now, the rest of us were here. We're on, what is the planet? Brendok. We're on Brendok, and this is where the showdown is going to take place. First of all, we've got the two parties coming together. We've got May and Sol, who are bickering it out after their little conversation, and she tries to escape. He tries to infiltrate it. The little Basil rat guy decides to pull the plug and stop the thing. I don't really know what the little tracker guy was doing this whole show, really. I just don't really know what he was doing. But yeah, he did that. He pulled the plug, stopped things from working. So, she crash lands on Brendok. He goes down on Brendok. And then you've got Osha and Quimmer, or Chimere, however pronounce his name, who, she got that helmet on that you can't see out of, so I don't really know how he sees out of it. And she's feeling it up. She's got that thing on. Chimera comes in and they try to take it off of her, and she's going through this. She starts freaking out. She's having this episode. She can't take the thing off. He can't take it off of her. His eyes turn black, almost like how Torben was transfixed by Mother Anastasia. Eventually he's able to get the mask off of her. She says, I guess I saw May. She put her hand out. She killed, but she didn't have a weapon, whatever the case may be. He says, oh, okay, she can do it without a weapon. So one thing leads to another. They're going together, and he's like, where are they at? And she's like, you got to come with me. I know where they're at. You got to come with me. So I guess the vision she had, she saw that they were there. They were on Brendok. So as they're off, who do we see turning around the corner, creeping from the shadows? Darth Plagueis himself. This is ridiculous. I liked the way he looked. I mean, he looked creepy, creeping from the shadows, but to place him in the end of this show, just for that little snippet, to be like, hey, you want more of this? Well, guess what? We're going to have to make a second season for you to do that. And I don't want a second season of the show, because if Plagueis is going to be involved in a second season, I guarantee that they are going to tease you of anything to do with him until the last episode or two of the next season. I mean, this show does not like to give you information. Even in the end of the thing, it doesn't like to give you information. But hey, I mean, here we go. You got Quimmer, they're fighting. Him and Sol are having a lightsaber fight. They got a great fight. Look, the lightsaber fight was awesome. I loved it. I thought it was really entertaining and really well done. It's one of the best lightsaber fights. It's probably the best lightsaber fight that I've seen since Anakin versus Obi-Wan. It doesn't come anything close to that, but it's good. It's a good fight. And the slow motion I didn't really care for. May and Osha, they get back together and they have a little fight after she's like, "Hey, Sol killed your mother. He killed our mother." She screams, and they have a little hand-to-hand fight, which I didn't really like. I thought it was probably the stupidest fight in the whole show, because 10 minutes later they're just going to be friends again anyway. So it was just like added more unnecessary tension, even though I didn't feel tense. I didn't care about the storyline of the sisters at all. It did not catch me. It did not compel me. I just did not care for it. This show should have been about Plagueis and Quimmer, and how then Quimmer wanted to get his acolyte. So maybe he was going to go get Daphne Keene's character, Jecki. The sisters should not have been in the. I mean, who cares about these sisters? Nobody. I mean, if you do, that's great. But I mean, I feel like the majority, these are they're unlikable people. They're terrible people. They're really bad people. Osha, the good one, has this heel turn in the final 2 episodes. And this is the episode she has a lot of anger. When the anger comes out, she screams, she shakes, she has these little rages, these little fits, and she ultimately chokes Sol to death. She force chokes him without a weapon. Okay, great. You can kill somebody without a weapon. How do you do it? You got to discover it for yourself. It's the force choke. Okay. So Venestra and her friends are coming along, which she's like, "Oh, you're alive?" She senses Quimmer, which was obviously her Padawan. It was obvious how the marks on his back, the lightsaber whip, the whole thing. I mean, it's just kind of telegraphed. And it wasn't interesting or exciting. And by the time you got to that, it doesn't go anywhere. They want to save that for a second season. But I hate that Venestra character. One of the main reasons I do is because, look, this evil apprentice that you have, you basically are letting him run free. You could tell all the Jedi on Brendok that you brought there, "Hey, I sense my old apprentice who turned to the dark side. I can guarantee he's probably behind all this. Let's track him and let's find him, or let's do something. I mean, let's put him on, the target number 1." But she doesn't. Why is she trying to protect him? It doesn't make any sense. And she ultimately pins the deaths of Andara, Kalnaka, and Torben on Sol. And I just think that was really ridiculous. And how she goes to at the end of the thing, she says, "Oh, Master, we've got to talk." Master Yoda, who's just oblivious to everything going on, I guess. I don't know. And she's going to lie to him. She's going to lie to his face. And I mean, obviously he's not going to believe her. Are we supposed to believe that Yoda is just going to believe what she's saying? I mean, he's going to sense in an instant that she's full of crap. So hopefully she gets excommunicated. I don't know. I don't care. If I never see anything from the show again, I'm good. I don't care. I'm not interested. If you want to put Plagueis in your new Disney Star Wars stuff, I don't know. Don't give us an Acolyte season 2. And if you do, get rid of the sister crap and change course entirely. They need to go in a completely different direction. I don't care if there's a season 2 of this show, but they need to course correct big time. And if they do that, and if they change the game completely, you're good, because now all this stupid stuff about the witches and all that, it's over. It's done. Will they bring it back? I don't know. And if they do, I'm not interested, because I don't care about any of that. And it didn't feel like Star Wars. The whole witch episode 3 did not feel like Star Wars to me. It was really bad. And the season as a whole, the writing was despicable. The writing to the show is nothing short of atrocious. The acting is fine, but the writing and the choices are terrible. I mean, this is probably the worst written show that I've ever seen in my life. Most of the time, they wanted to withhold information from you. They wanted to tease you for suspense, and it just made people angry till the end. And things are still unanswered. And at this point, you know what? Keep your secrets. I don't want to hear them. And that's my thoughts on this whole thing. I could care less for it. The only character I really liked that was still alive was Soul. But guess what? He's toast. Quimmer, I guess I like him. And if they make him the lead of the next season, that would be great. But I just don't think they have the brain capacity to do that. So I'm not interested. I also want to mention real quick that Plagueis, if he's there and looking and seeing what's going on with the sisters, and the reason he's able to create life and creates Anakin Skywalker, you know, because of what he learned from the Force Witches, give me a break. I refuse to believe that. So yeah, comment down below. What are your thoughts? $280 million, $180 million budget? For what? Down the drain. Gone. Kapoop. So, oh well. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for reviews coming in the future. We got a review for Twisters coming tomorrow afternoon. I'm very excited to see that. And 1 week away from Deadpool and Wolverine, non-spoiler review coming for that as well. Guys, you can follow me on Twitter and or X at RyanKing72 and Instagram and TikTok at KingArises131. That's been it for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for the Acolyte Episode 8. And until next time, over and out.